Welcome back. In this video, we'll be looking at the basic components of the Android application. So this is pretty much self-explanatory and easy to understand. So if you want to look into this, you can just come to this website. I will just provide this link in the description so that you can just come back and refer to this if you want. So firstly, I will be talking about activities. So activities are just the basic presentation layer of our application. So anything you do in the application is said to be an activity. For example, if you are using a Facebook application, the login is an activity, logout is an activity, sign up is an activity, etc. So basically it is just setting the layout and displaying the output to the user actions. Okay, so if you look at the example, it shows you the main activity which extends or inherits from the activity class. This activity is seen in the Android Java application. So this is one example. Okay, if you want to refer to more, you can just click on this hyperlink. Okay, let us move on to services. So what are services? Services are like the components which run at the back end of our application, which means that it does something in the background. Okay, for example, it downloads something to your phone, it updates something to your phone, like updating an application or something. This all happens in the background, right? So these are the examples of services. So you can see a example of that. So next is content providers. So what are content providers? So they are basically an interface to communicate with the database or the stored data. Okay, for example, they can store the data from the application to the database, and it can retrieve the data from the database and give to the application for processing. So these are the one of the uses of these content providers. You can see an example of a Java code here. Okay, so nextly we will move on to broadcast receivers. Let's look on broadcast receivers. They are mainly used to listen for something. Okay, for example, when you are using your phone, if your battery is less than 10%, it will show you a notification or an alert. This notification only occurs when your battery level is less than or when it reaches like 10%. In this case, when the phone battery becomes 10%, this is like the broadcast here. Okay, so this will be received by the various applications of the phone and will alert you. So for example, if you are in a car, it will just say your battery is at 10%. Okay, so this broadcast will be received by the caller application. Okay, and it will just alert you or do something. If you didn't understand that, you can just refer to this article. So now what are intents? So intents are basically used to transfer data between various activities. Okay, so they can also send data or anything outside the application too. Okay, it can also send data to other applications. As you can see now, it is used to start and stop activities, services, broadcast messages, etc. These are all for intents. Next, we'll be looking at widgets. I guess you all would be familiar with widgets. So widgets are just small visual application that can be seen on your home screen. For example, you have seen that there are widgets like calendar, clock, etc. Okay, so next thing is notification. You will be familiar with notification. So notification are just alerts used to draw the attention of the user. So that's all for the basic components of the Android application. So I will be seeing you in the next video.